Hello everybody, welcome back to Bengals Madden 2001. At the helm here for the Cincinnati Bengals franchise. We are in Part 18, Episode 18, whatever you want here. Looking over the schedule here, so after a loss to Pittsburgh in the last video, we got blown out by the Bills on the road, which dropped us to 6-5. Keep in mind the record of the Bills here. They're 3-10, and we got blown out. So that was probably the peak, as bad as it was. Probably with Kelly Holcomb, honestly. But then we picked up much-needed wins against the Ravens and the Falcons, which put us at 8-5. So we are in a pretty solid position here heading into this game today against the Browns. Here's the AFC as it looks today with the Broncos here. They lost a couple games, but they're still the top seed. The Patriots, Raiders, and Jags here at 9 wins, and then we are sitting there at 8-5. So we're in a pretty good position as far as playoffs go. As long as we win, a couple more games, I think we will be fine. So we are only a game away from Jacksonville. If we can kind of close the gap here with some good division play here. The Titans are still directly behind us, and the Steelers and Ravens have kind of faltered, and Cleveland has now thrown their hat into the ring here after winning a couple games at 5-9, but the fans have already given up. The upper deck is completely empty. They have given up. So it is primetime football between us and the Browns, and a rivalry as old as, not really that old, as old as like the 60s, but it is still a heated rivalry nonetheless here, the interstate rivalry of Ohio. So, so we have an opportunity here, kind of like in the last video against Pittsburgh, and sorry for showing the same opponents. I guess I never realized, how often I would do that, but I mean, these were the games that are important. That's why I kind of recorded them. I didn't want to show you guys all the random out-of-conference games and stuff, but yeah, so we have another game against Cleveland here, so hopefully you don't mind another game in Cleveland. And yeah, we had some significant injuries to the team, which kind of hindered us in the last couple weeks here in the middle of the season, but we are still in a good position to do something here, as none of our defense was in a good position to cover this run play, as Cleveland picks up a massive gain and gets into Bengal territory off of that one play, man. Just a humongous pickup, and look at that, man. In pursuit, just doesn't matter. Just don't have the speed, man. Just need to make the tackle, wrap them up, and yeah. Our run defense might be an issue. It could be an issue. I'm not sure. It could be. So on 1st and 10 for Cleveland's offense, Couch is going to fake the handoff here, and just an absolute dumpster fire of a play here for Cleveland. Everything just got gobbled up. That play fell apart immediately. So Tim Couch eats some grass, and it's going to be 2nd and 16 for Cleveland now, back in their own territory. Couch is going to go through the air and find a wide open receiver who stays inbounds and cuts upfield. I think it's a defensive tackle who's covering him, man. I don't know what happened. So a huge breakdown on offense, followed by a huge breakdown on defense. Ends with Cleveland getting a first down and a heck of a lot more, as that was Powell, who was completely wide open. Brilliant footwork on his part to stay in bounds. Got to give some props on that. Got to give him his flowers on that one. So that's a nice pickup for Cleveland. So 1st and 10 now, and Couch is going to quickly release this one here, and Newsom is in position. Again, just taking balls off of his back. Pause as Johnson could not haul that one in here off of his defender's back. So 2nd and 10 for Couch and this Browns offense. What do they plan on doing? They plan to go to the run game again, and Ross, dude. Ross had a monster game in the last video against Pittsburgh, really gobbling up Lewis and Jerome Bettis, and he's continuing his work here with Prentice, I think is his name, the running back for Cleveland here, and we have another sack of Tim Couch. So Tim Couch is eating even more grass, as our pressure at the line is doing really good in this game. Cleveland's going to have to rely on the kicking game, and it works out pretty well, as Phil Dawson's got an absolute hammer for a leg and nails this one 52 yards to take a 3-point lead over us here early in this game. So, and again, our offense is really not moving. And so Tim Couch and the Browns are going to have another opportunity here in the second quarter, middle of the second quarter, to do something, to do anything. Maybe they could do more than they did earlier in the game. As Couch has a clean pocket and gets this one out to the tight end, and he's riding down the sidelines and gets gobbled up. There's nothing but Bengals over there, but the damage is already done. He has a first down and a little bit more, so we have yet to see here on offense just how our offense is looking. We need to overcome those injuries, man, but Cleveland looks like they're kind of having their way with us right now. That might not be reflective in the final score. I hope it isn't, because, man, we cannot afford to lose to a 5-9 Cleveland Browns. Dude, we can't. We need to win this freaking game. So 1st and 10 now from about the 35-yard line. Couch has all the time in the world, and he takes that time to find another open receiver downfield. I don't know what's going on with our pass defense right now. It is just non-existent. non-existent against this Cleveland offense, man, which clearly hasn't been, like, great. They haven't been awful, but, I mean, clearly have not been great up to this point. That's why they're 4 games under 500. But, hey, man, get right against the Bengals, I guess. So, the next play, the Browns are going to go with a handoff, and untouched is going to be Prentice. I should remember his name by now, but I don't. But Prentice is going to go into the end zone untouched, and now Cleveland is taking a 10-0 lead, and we need to do something, man. So on 3rd and 7, we get the ball off to Sharper, the rookie tight end, who hasn't been as potent as I thought he was going to be in the first game or so here. But peep, that is Akili Smith. He is back in action for this Bengals offense. It's probably why we won our last couple of games. So, I mean, again, I said at the end of the last video, I hate how relying on him is where we're at. But apparently our offense needs Akili Smith to function properly. So on 2nd and 10 now, Smith is going to drop back, and he's got all day to throw. And he takes all day to find Peter Warrick, who cuts up field. And there's no one who's going to catch him. He's got the speed. He avoids one man, and the other man's not going to catch him, and that is a touchdown for this Bengals offense, baby. Peter Warrick turning this play that was just a short little pickup into a touchdown. You gotta love it, man. Those are the plays we love to see from him, and I guess that's what we were missing in the last video against Pittsburgh, man, is this connection between 2 of our offensive giants. And again, I just feel disgusted that I just said that Akili Smith is an offensive giant for this team, but I can't deny the results, baby. I can't. That's a touchdown. I can't deny it. So heading into halftime, 7-10 is going to be your score. The Browns lead us, but we got to flip that score somehow. We got to flip it somehow. So Cleveland here coming out of the half has an opportunity with the football, and Couch is again carving us up in the secondary, man. I don't know what's happening. I think that's Edwards who hauled that one in, so it's a huge first down for Cleveland. They are still moving here. So 1st and 10 from about the 37, 36-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Prentice, who looks like he had some room on the outside, and then he gets absolutely sat down, put on his bottom. There you see the rushing comparison. Corey Dillon's doing absolutely nothing for us productivity-wise. He is just completely ineffective in these videos. And look at this, the one-armed interception. It's going the other way. Can he avoid Prentice? He shakes off Prentice. Is anyone going to catch him before he gets to the end zone? No, and it's a pick 6. Oh my gosh, Steve Foley, the madman. He one-arm grabs Couch's pass into the flat. Look at this, man. Look at this football IQ. Look at this. Oh, he picks off the fullback and just goes the other way. And Prentice, man, oh, you got to wrap him up, buddy. You got to wrap him up. You'd think the fullback would have the speed, man. Maybe if that was another 5 or 10 yards onto that return. But it does not work out as we get a huge pick 6, and now 14-10 is going to be your score. Akili Smith gets absolutely hammered on the next offensive drive. Look at that. Oh, God. That's probably how we got injured the first time, man. We cannot let Akili Smith take those hits, man. That is too dangerous. So on 2nd and 10 now for this offense now, Akili Smith's going to drop back and get rid of this one rather quickly. And it is that Ron Dugans who makes that catch? And he is gone. Whoever that is, it might be Waller. I can't tell. I can't see. But regardless, it is a humongous pickup. I think that was Ron Dugans. Was that Ron Dugans making his name known? Checking in here in Cleveland. It is Ron Dugans checking in. He was freaking Kelly Holcomb's favorite receiver in that Pittsburgh game. And now Akili Smith finds a way to get him involved in the offense, as Chris Waller, I think, is probably still missing some time. And so we turn a 10-7 deficit at halftime into a 21-10 lead here late in this game. And now Corey Dillon's going to try and get in on some of the fun as he picks up a first down. Again, I mentioned earlier in the video how he hasn't really done anything in this game, and there's a first down. So we're going to go back to Corey Dillon, see what he can do. He bounces outside, shakes off a tackle, cuts up field, and gets bumped into another tackle and brought down. So boom, 15 yards on 6 rushing attempts. Not good at all. Prentice is definitely the better running back in this game here. We're going to fake the handoff, and Akili Smith is going to find himself in some pressure again. There was like 1 or 2 guys that they sent, and they still somehow got to Akili Smith. I think that play just took maybe a second or two too long to develop. So 3rd and 11 now. We currently sit. I would like to pick up this first down if possible, but we seem to be playing some keep away, burning up as much time as possible. We're holding on to a 11-point lead, I mean, we're hoping that can hold as our offense has kind of had its struggles here. But we're going to go with a handoff to Corey Dillon, who bounces outside and brings a defender with him as he gets brought down close to the marker, but he's obviously not going to have enough. So we're going to bring out John Green here, eat up a little bit more time, and further extend our lead, which he does. So 24-10 is your total right now. here in Cleveland. So a game that seemed to be kind of done for us at halftime. We've kind of really opened up, but Cleveland's got plenty of time to do something here, and Couch is still operating with this offense as he finds Edwards again with a huge pickup, and that'll get him closer to midfield here, and that'll bring us into the 2-minute warning. So Cleveland's going to try and move as quickly as they can here to try and get some points. With 2 touchdowns, they can get right back in this game here, and they got plenty of time to do it as Couch finds Edwards again, who's brought down on the midfield logo. So time is going to continue to run. They really need to get into the end zone in a couple plays, man, which is a lot to ask, but we've seen it happen. So Couch again, he's got pressure in his face, gets rid of the football, and it finds Edwards again. How have we not figured out how to lock him down, man? He's been Couch's #1 receiver all game. He's just been making us look absolutely silly out there. Maybe the pass rush is the issue. I don't know, man. Or no, excuse me, that was Northcutt. That was Northcutt who called that one in here. 85-86, you know, it's confusing. It's hard. I'm using the video that you guys are watching for reference to try and call out a lot of these names, so just like regular announcers. So I get confused sometimes, as well as you all probably very well know. But on the very next play, Couch does find Johnson this time, who hauls this one in. I've been calling him Edwards or Johnson. I think I've been calling him Johnson. I don't know. Now I'm second-guessing myself on everything. Either way, Cleveland is moving the ball here. They're burning up way too much time, and again it's Johnson who hauls this one in. And I guess my words earlier about not being able to lock him down are true, because we just can't lock down Johnson. But now it's 1st and goal here. Cleveland is moving. They don't have much time left. Even if they do score, they're going to need the onside kick here, and Couch finds Johnson again for the 2nd catch in a row, probably like the 10th catch of the day, but he's out of the back of the end zone. So 2nd and goal now for Cleveland, and this time he finds Northcutt in the back of the end zone, who comes down with the football. But I guess they're going to rule that he was out of bounds. He might have had a foot out of bounds. So on 3rd and goal now, they need to get this one in. They need to punch it in and just win it down. Get it to the tight end, baby. And that is Campbell, the tight end, who hauls that one in. It's going to be a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. So pending the extra point here, it will be 17-24. So our lead that we've been holding on to all second half is in jeopardy here if Cleveland can maybe get the ball back and do something here with the last 51 seconds. So here is the onside kick. Big moment of truth here. Hold your breath, drumroll please, and we do recover it. But there is a yellow hanky on the field, and it's a 15-yard face mask from the kicker. So tackle that on to the end of the onside play, and we not only have the recovery, but we are in a prime position here. I think that we are well within the red zone, probably. So 1st and 10 here, we're just going to try and run some clock out. We give it to Corey Dillon, who shoots out of a cannon on the right side here, man. Absolutely untouched, and he gets into the end zone. He wanted a little piece of the action today. He heard all the trash that we were talking, and he finds the end zone. So 31-17 is your score now, but Cleveland, they're not done. They want to get something done here, as that's Northcutt who makes a man miss, and Steve Foley, who had the pick 6, is injured on the play. Man, we cannot have the injuries. I'm tired of injuries. I want people to be healthy. So on 2nd and inches now for Cleveland. This game is just about over for them, but they still want to try and do something, I guess. Couch is going to find a wide-open receiver, and we are struggling to even wrap him up, man. I don't know why we're struggling to tackle now, but this offense is still moving pretty well, even though they haven't really found the end zone. It's still a little potent, and boom, there is Johnson again. A humongous pickup as he gets brought down at the inch-yard line, basically. And Cleveland's going to blow a timeout here to see if they can punch this in the end zone, maybe try another onside kick, but that is going to be covered very well by our D-line here, and they cannot get in. So they're burning time trying to run it in, so they got to throw for it. And, I mean, they find the open man in the back of the end zone. That's is that another Johnson? Do they have multiple Johnsons on the receiving core? But he's out of the end zone. So 3rd and goal. Cleveland is burning more of their time here. Only 14 seconds left to go. They got to get in the end zone, and they want to hand off again, and this time it pays off as the fullback is able to shimmy his way into the end zone. So Cleveland is going to get within striking distance again, another onside kick, and this time it is still unsuccessful, as that is Simmons who comes down with it, and that should seal Cleveland's fate, man. Back and forth all game, an absolute bloodbath, just a humongous slugfest. But we manage to hold on to our lead and win this one late in Cleveland. So there you have it, folks. 31-24. Jeez, look at these numbers. Cleveland's offense was absolutely rolling. I mean, that pick 6 by Foley ended up being the difference maker in this game, and we don't have that. This is a completely different ball game, so which is kind of nuts, because I mentioned that in the last video that we don't show too many interceptions because we don't really ever have that many, and then we have 2 in back-to-back videos, so that's nice. Akili Smith in the first video back that we are now watching here, only 6 completions on 12 attempts. That's just gross. That is just absolutely gross, but he does have a decent enough game here. Ron Dugans is the class of our receiving core with 100 yards, as Chris Waller is still injured. So dealing with injuries, it's I guess par for the course for this team. So hope to see you guys in the next video here when we hopefully wrap up the end of the season.